I'm Dan Rogers. Today we are here with DJ Djstubben of Welcome Partner. Welcome.
Welcome, partner.
Well, let's tell the people what you do.
I do a lot. Thank you for asking. Welcome, partner. This coming week, we are celebrating my 44th anniversary of having purchased a little newcomer service called Welcome Partner. And now, instead of mailing to about 50 newcomers a month, we're mailing every month to a different audience of about 6,000 people in Amarillo Canyon and immediate surrounding area. But Welcome Partner is an interactive direct mail marketing service and association, and we do direct mail, we do marketing, especially with the digital age coming out. It's really helped us be able to marry the two together. A lot of people think you just have to do digital, and we believe in getting the whole pie, doing the whole thing together, and it's worked out really beautifully, and it's an honor to serve our area. We have helped so many nonprofit organizations that needed it, and it's amazing that there's always something new that's coming up for us. But and you've been a client too.
Yeah, in the past, I think I have. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can't remember what it was, which business I was using it. Probably rentals, real estate, probably.
It was political.
Oh, was it political?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we may have to look at doing that again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have several candidates advertising with us right now for the upcoming election.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So you mailed to about 6,000 households.
Not just households, we mail to businesses and households. And
clients, I should say.
Or recipients. Yeah.
Recipients. So and, how do people get on your list?
We have a website. We have a phone number. They can contact us. But a lot of times, a lot of referrals, or we hear about a business that's opening up, and so we'll send them something for that, and then we mail quarterly. Nobody gets it every month. Sometimes they think they do because, a month seems like 10 minutes ago. But no, we mail, and if they don't want it, that is something else, or if their grandmother died and she's been receiving the envelopes, they can tell us, grandma died or grandma moved or whatever, please remove her from the mailing. And we can do that because we are local.
Yeah.
So that helps a lot.
Mail's not cheap anymore.
No, it's not. And we haven't raised our rates since 1993. So we make it up in the volume of clients that we have. And everybody, our clients will supply their own flyers. And we have a printer who gives discounts to our clients. So it all just works wonderfully together. And we've got a great local webmaster. We work with 887 Media. Mm-hmm. And we've been with them since 2 years before they opened.
Yeah. Yeah. I've worked with Amanda since it was Spellman, I think.
Yes. That's who they were with. Yes. Yeah. They took care of me over there. And when they decided to open, they asked me if I would help them with their marketing. And I said, if you'll continue to take care of my website, because they get it. They know what we do and how we do it. Right. They call me Mama. So that's kind of cool.
Well, that's great. Well, I think people need to focus on local business,
Absolutely.
Small business,
Absolutely.
That's the backbone of the country. That's who creates all the jobs. A lot of people aren't aware of it, but I was involved in it as a plaintiff in one of the lawsuits. But my attorney called me Sunday night and was doing backflips. He says, we're done. We finally won. It's over. This BOI issue with the Corporate Transparency Act, where they were going to make every small business, anybody with receipts under $5 million, report their Social Security number, home address, copy of their driver's license, anybody else they were associated with, and their wife, family members, all that, to the Treasury Department. Mm-hmm. And if you didn't file, and we had it by March 21st, a $500 per day per entity fine.
Wow.
And in my case, I have like 48 different entities. Mm-hmm. And my accountant told me it was going to cost me over $12,000 just to file it. Mm. And I think it would have put a big damper in small business. So many small business owners didn't know about it. And it would, I think, psychologically impact people to the extent that they wouldn't start new businesses if they thought they had to give the federal government all their information. Because all that should be done at the state level. Mm-hmm. Our argument was it's a violation of multiple, especially the First Amendment and the Fourth Amendment. And the attorneys made some other arguments. But we kept losing. I mean, we would win in court, then the government would appeal it, and they would rule in favor of the government. Finally, it went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court ruled against us. But we got it. We made our arguments to the right people, and because what we were trying to do is get it to the president to say he can postpone the implementation of it to 2 days after the second coming of Christ. Right. Well, they got the message, and they stopped it. So we still need legislation to overturn and repeal that Corporate Transparency Act, because if we don't, if the Democrats ever get back in charge, they're going to use it to destroy small business.
Well, one thing I know about you, Dan Rogers, from over the years, because I first heard of you, I don't know, about 20 years ago. And what I know about you is that you stand up for what you believe in. And that means the world to me. That's the way I was brought up. I didn't have a mother growing up, but I had a dad, and that's what he always believed in. Stand up for what you believe in.
Yeah, and you have to do it. You can't talk about it.
That's right.
I'm not interested in talking much. We got to figure out what it is we need to do and then do it. And a lot of people, I get so irritated at people that just talk. They don't do anything. I can sit here and talk about all the problems, but that doesn't interest me. What is the solution, and how do we implement it?
Absolutely. See, we're on the same team.
That's what we have to do. And we can do it. I mean, what I'm trying to get across to people is I'm an absolute average person, but because I did something, we changed things. So you have to do it. You have to show up. If you just show up, you're doing more than 99% of the other people.
I heard Dr. David Jeremiah the other day. He was saying there's a difference between sympathy and compassion. Sympathy is that you have feelings about, whatever's going on. Compassion, you show up. You do something. Yeah. And I've seen the difference in that recently in my life. And those are the people that are really special to me because they stood up. They came. They put forth the effort. And that's what I've always tried to do. And I want to make sure that if I do something, I'm doing it for the right reason and be driven for the right purpose. So with Welcome Partner, we are very much geared on representing ethical businesses. And if they're not, for some reason, they just don't stay. And it just works out that way. And we give exclusivity except for food, nonprofits, and events. And we have grown so much with Welcome Partner. This is what the envelopes look like for a long time. And we've got a new printer that he said, DJ, why aren't you in full color? And this is what we look like now. And so it's grown by leaps and bounds. And every month we're mailing to a group of about 6,000 people, and we rotate our audiences every quarter. So month to month within that. And it's just amazing. And I had a lot of appointments this week, and everywhere I went, I took some samples of the packets, and they said, I didn't get one. And it's really cool how they want it. And they call and they ask for it, and it's just really neat. It's really neat. But
so you're a real, I guess you'd be described as a grassroots marketer.
Well, thank you. I hope I don't get mowed.
Or mowed over, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's you're helping the average business and small business
yes.
get their message out.
Thank you. And most of our clients have been with us at least a decade. And then we've got a lot of new ones that are coming on board too that are just amazing in what they do and why they do it. And typically a welcome partner sponsor is someone who has a good business or service, and they have the right motivation for what they're doing. They want to make a living, but they also want to serve the community. And that's just the theme that I've seen. And we don't require that, but it just seems that those are the people that come to let us serve them.
Well, that's the beauty of capitalism, right? That's why it works, because it's in everybody's interest for more businesses and more people, right? So it's in the interest of everyone.
So when you were growing up, Dan Rogers, what did you want to be?
Farmer.
Really?
Yep.
And did you?
No, my dad was killed when I was 18, so we had to sell everything to pay the hospital bill. And so I had nothing. So I went to the University of Missouri until they kicked me out. Then I came to Texas.
That's interesting. So what was your first occupation?
Well, my first real job, I was elected Speaker of the Student Government when I was a freshman, and got paid $60 a month to be Speaker of the Student Government. So I took my last check, filled up a car that somebody had bought, my half-brother in Texas had bought and wanted me to take it to him in Austin. So I filled it up with fuel, threw what little I had in it, and headed south. And never went back.
So how did you get to do, you've got 48 entities that you do?
Well, I own a lot of real estate and different companies. You know, I have ranch and cattle, and then I have a brush site where we take people's brush and recycle it. When the city shut down the brush sites, they had nowhere to go, the contractors, nobody. So to save the contractors time and money, I just let them start dumping on a property I had, and pretty soon that kind of turned into a big deal.
Wow.
Now it's a pretty big growing concern, and anybody can use it, but it's a lot cheaper than taking it to the dump. But and then they're taking it on these brush sites, and it costs the city a fortune the way they do it, and then they take it to the dump and put the stuff that can be reused in the dump, which doesn't make any sense to me. But that's government, so we try to stay away from government. And then I'm the county chair of the political party, and then I started helping clients get elected and that sort of thing. So that's kind of turned into another all my hobbies turn into businesses, I guess.
Isn't that neat, though? When we were little, we could ride bikes or play ball or whatever with our friends, and now we get to do business with them. And that's been one of the joys that I've had is people that I've been friends with for a long time. When they open a business, we get to kind of play together and different ideas, and it's really neat. And Brent Fricker is a mutual friend of ours. And we met at the KGNC anniversary party almost 4 years ago. And I had seen Brent on TV, and I had always thought, man, he's really intelligent. He knows so much about so many different topics. And then whenever I saw him, he was videoing me. I was inducted in their Hall of Fame over at KGNC. And I just said, I'm so glad to meet you. And he said, sister, you're a hoot. And so we decided we ought to do something together. And we've been working on an interview show that we do once a week on Facebook Live, and it's to encourage. And I used to do light stand-up, and it was clean except one time, and it wasn't that bad. But it's been really motivational. We've learned a lot. We've gotten to speak to a lot of really cool people. And your show runs alongside with our show on Channel 6 on cable. And I get to watch you and see who all you interview. And one of my friends is Cole Stanley, and he's a prayer warrior. And so it's been really neat hearing what he's been talking about And he's another one that he stands up for what he believes in. So,
Yeah, I hear my shows out there, and I get people saying they see it, but I can't afford cable, so I can't even see it.
I understand. I understand.
But so do you still do stand-up comedy?
I stuff envelopes.
So you stuff
I was that
envelopes
good at
instead?
it. Actually, we have a networking breakfast that we do for our clients every month except in December, and I get to do it there. And we had a networking breakfast last week. And have you ever met Jason Riddlesberger with the city?
Yes.
Yes. When I met him, it was 7 years ago in February when we surprised him. He was with the Amarillo Police Department. He was a sergeant. Mm-hmm. And he was the second ever first responder we got to honor. And that's when our friendship began. And so now he's the community director for the city of Amarillo. And we are better friends than we've ever been. And in fact, last week at the breakfast, he was co-emceeing with me. And so I told the audience, I said, "Don't you think he looks like Mel Tooley from the old Dick Van Dyke Show?" And people said, "I can't ever look at him again without thinking of that," Yeah. And I saw him this morning at Kiwanis Club, and he said, "Well, I always thought I looked like The Rock." But I get to meet the most wonderful people through the things that we do. And our clients nominate who we're going to honor. We honor for-profit and not-for-profit, a random act of kindness, and then first responders every single month. And that's been such an honor to do. And but he was the second one we ever did. And then in February, we got to honor the first ever City of Amarillo Marshal. And his name is Jacob Diaz, and he's a wonderful man, too. So we just get to do all kinds of wonderful things that are beyond what we do in direct mail advertising and digital advertising. What we get to do is meet so many wonderful people in this area. And I'm talking to one of them right now.
Well, you're about community, right? You're trying to pull the community together, and you're doing it through your mail outs and
Thank you.
Honoring these people that are true heroes of the community and that are making a difference in their community.
That's right. People that don't usually get to have the spotlight on them.
Right.
And when we honor first responders, we have been more open to recognizing who really is a first responder. It's not just people who wear a badge.
Right.
And the Bridge is a member of Welcome Partner, and what they had done 2 years ago, they had nominated their forensics team because they explained those people are there for the children as soon as they're removed from a bad situation. Mm-hmm. And those gals had tears in their eyes when we brought them up and honored them because they said nobody knows that they're there.
Yeah.
So that's really special. I've learned so much. And then every April is 911 Recognition Month. And so we've gotten to honor dispatchers, and now other agencies are recognizing that they are first responders also. Yeah. But we were the first one that did it, and it wasn't because of me, because I didn't think of it. Somebody else had nominated them, and I said, sure.
Yeah, everybody's important. Every job is important, just as important as any other. I always say it's the least paid people in an organization that are almost always the most important. If you don't have your trash picked up, that's a problem. The people running your water system, your sewer system, fixing your potholes in the road, nobody ever sees those people until they're not there.
Thank you for saying that. I agree.
So everybody matters, and I just want them to vote because every voter matters, and that's the great equalizer. Right? That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because if people understood their vote is one individual, I don't care if you read meters, water meters, your vote is equal to Donald Trump's vote. Mm-hmm. It's the great equalizer. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter what
that's a great way
your
to put it.
socioeconomic status is, what you do, where you're from, none of that matters. Everybody's vote is equal. That's why I'm passionate about getting rid of these electronic voting machines and getting back to paper. I think we're going to get it done because Trump's on board. Mm-hmm. And we've got some federal lawsuits filed on them. We could win those, but hopefully we can get it done a more efficient way now. So, and that helps everybody. And then people can have confidence in their government. They'll have confidence in their local elected officials and in their community. So it's all at the end of the day about people.
Well, when people say, well, it's just one vote, it doesn't matter, and I'll say, have you ever had one fly in the house?
Yeah.
That one fly makes a difference.
Well, by one vote, we'd be speaking German instead of English. A lot of things in history would have changed if by one vote.
And I've seen that. I've seen that in statistics.
Yeah. So it matters.
Mm-hmm.
Well, DJ, I appreciate you coming today and talking to us, and hope you come back and we can visit again. And thanks for what you're doing for the community.
Thank you.
And anybody needs to advertise, call Welcome Partner.
Or if you had a special occasion, if you're opening a business, give us a call, because we'll sit down and talk with people and help them plan their marketing, and there's no fee for that. We're just happy to do it. So we do press releases at no charge also. But thank you for what you're doing, and thank you for being a man who stands up for what he believes in. I know your parents are very proud of you.
Well, appreciate that.
You're welcome, partner.
All right.